Hello everybody, welcome to this week's ITL. You know what, let me put you down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, I should have done this beforehand, huh? Like, what are you doing, Mike? This'll work. Since I had to lay off my workers, times are getting tough, As if I had workers, come on. But yeah, you can kind of see, yes, we are in the garage this time. But you also notice beside me, it's not a red Mazda Tribute 2005 model. It's actually, I'm going to miss that old girl. Excuse me! No. This is a 2016 Kia Soul. Yeah, it's the hamster car. They used to use one of the hamsters on the commercials for these. Before I started into this, let me say if you're watching this and you're from the United States, hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. Myself, I had a good Thanksgiving I spent with the wife. Still worries because I do have a couple family members that actually came down with COVID, and yeah, one of them don't look like he's gonna make it, but yeah. It is what it is, I guess. And we'll all make it through this one way or another, I guess. But yeah, let's move on. As I was saying, last ITL, sorry about the lighting too. For some reason my one overhead light ain't working. But it is what we've got to work with what we have right today. So, this is the 2016 Kia Soul, which I'll get her out up in a little bit, and then I'll try to do the tight. It's gonna be tight, and my garage needs cleaned. Walk around with this, and I'll just try to post up some pictures while I'm talking too of what I took of the car before I actually purchased it. Right before I purchased it, and this is the Kia Soul. Kia Soul. It's 4 years old. Whenever I got it, I looked at it. It had just a hair over 44,000 miles on it. It's in what they call the dark gray, which is like a metallic, has metallic into the paint, and it's a nice looking vehicle. To me, in my eyes, in my opinion, it's the 4-door. It's kind of a mixture. Some people call it a what is it? It's basically a small sedan, or they call it a small crossover, like an SUV crossovers. And I can see where it could be called a crossover in a way. It's got a little bit of the height. This is actually taller than a lot of the Kia models as far as height goes. It's only front wheel drive. It's not all wheel drive. It's front wheel drive. It has the 1.6 liter engine in it, the CVT transmission. But I'll tell you, it's got enough scoot go down the road for me. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. It keeps up the speed really nice for me. I do live in the foothills of Pennsylvania, of the Appalachians, and it keeps up the speed on the highways, no problem for me. This is the base model. This is what they call the FX model, the LX model. Sorry, the LX model is supposed to be just a base model. And I'll tell you, Kia does a lot of weird things with their models. It really does. The LX is basically the starting thing, and they give and they take away for every vehicle something a little bit different. And but yeah, this is the LX. It's supposed to be the total base model. Really no thrills. And to be honest with you, I'm used to that. Even my very first car, it was a Volkswagen Rabbit, a 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit was my very first car. And it didn't even have a radio or anything for radio installed on it. It was, you're lucky. Well, the power brakes was your power in your legs, power steering was in your arms. It was a stick shift standard transmission, they called it back then. I ended up having all the fancies and the goodies installed on it. So I'm used to base models, and I kind of like to add what I want in time into it. I've mechanic background, I can pretty much do that, understand how to do it. But yeah, there was one thing that I actually enjoyed. I got the previous owner before me actually installed this little fidget widget. I'm pushing down my button. The lights on the car just started flashing, and yeah, it's the remote start. They added that to it, and let's shut her down. No sense in asphyxiating myself. But yeah, it's got the key is the switchblade key, which this, like a lot of new cars, only came with one key. I don't know where the previous owner had that second key made or what, but I only got one key. And it kind of makes me think they just kind of didn't turn it in because I only got one electric start too, and those come with two. And yeah, but it came with one fob, one of the remote starts, and yeah, it's not really a big deal. And I could have possibly worked in on the deal to have another key made, and yeah, I could have done that. But I had so much behind the scenes that was added into the deal. Like this had 44,000 miles on, and it had a it was 4 years old. Well, the manufacturer warranty, bumper bumper warranty, is only good for 5 years. So technically, it only had a month and a half left on the bumper bumper factory warranty. I had an extended one put onto it to buy it. That was working into the deal, and that was worth quite a bit to me. It needed new tires. It was actually bought in Ohio. It was going the wrong direction. It's actually, you could say this is actually a experiment, because normally Pennsylvania cars go to Ohio to die. Well, this one here came from Ohio coming into Pennsylvania, so we'll kind of see how that works. But yeah, it had baloney skin tires on whenever I'd seen it with no traction on, and I knew I was going to have to get them changed for inspection and for safety reason. So I went ahead and the salesman actually, before I picked it up, had all 4 tires changed out for me. I didn't even say a word to him about it. I mean, I had a really good salesman, and I'll go ahead and say it out. I mean, I can't remember the guy's name, the salesman's name, but I mean, if you're from the area, I mean, Taylor, Taylor, Taylor of Boardman, Ohio, they set us up. This is a really good vehicle. I've had it for a week, and I've had really no complaints about it. Absolutely not. The interior, I mean, whenever I first seen this, the interior was a pigsty. It looked like it had 12 years of freaking food in the damn thing. Pardon my language. But it was in a 4-year-old car. It stank the holy heckin' back. But they actually had somebody come to detail it and clean it out. It has like almost a new car smell to it. They did a fantastic job. It needed a new rear wiper motor put on it, which would have been covered under warranty, bumper warranty. They did no problem, no complaints, no nothing. New blades, everything. I did end up purchasing the 6 years of service for it, and that covers me every year I take it in. Well, a year or mileage, depends on how the time my mileage goes on. With me, be every year. Take it in, they'll go ahead and replace the filters, the oil for me. No problems. I pay nothing out of my pocket whenever I take it in. It's all rolled up into my loan. Yeah, some people don't agree with doing that. Just out of my just peace of mind, I went ahead and done it. That way, if something happens to me, the wife doesn't have to worry about it. She knows that, oh, just go by this date or this many miles, take it in and have it serviced. That way, there's no worries on her if anything happened with me. Like I said, it does have the 1.6 liter CVT transmission. Now, like I said, it's a basic model. It has a basic entertainment center unit in it. So you're not going to. It has the AM/FM radio. Has the Bluetooth, so you can play audio through your cell phone, and also it has possibly. Well, you can hook a satellite. The satellite radio, get it running if you want to pay for that service. I don't particularly care to. I play all my music either through my cell phone or off the local. I listen to AM actually channels mostly. But yeah, let's go ahead and there is some things I'll be doing like to the front end and stuff. I can try to talk to like later, maybe possibly. Let's go ahead and get the camera off the stand and we'll do a quick walk around. Like I said, it's going to be kind of crowded. It might be messy for you guys. But you know what? We'll work with what we got. Well, this ain't going to work out too well, but we'll do what we got. Start the windshield, you work down. There's what the front headlight, front grilling. It's kind of dark, and I'm sorry about it. I can't be able to see it too well. But you see how this area is not really a grill, it's solid. The grill is actually down below here. And that's where, right near the pockets where normally you'd have like fog lights put in. I might get them put in the future, who knows. I didn't do that with the SUV, probably not do it there. You have the Taylor license plate in Pennsylvania, we don't put no plates there. So I'm going to change that out to actually my call sign, for a radio call sign is going to be there in the future. But it's like I said, you can see it's the dark gray. And the windshield actually, it's, yeah, all the windows got a slight tint to it. And actually I rain next it. So, I mean, it's fantastic. I always read next all my windows. Some people don't like it. I happen to like it. Nothing fancy with the mirrors. Some of these models had the heated mirrors or the turn signals in the mirrors. This one here is nothing fancy. They're just, but they are electric, so you don't have to worry about adjusting. All the adjustments are inside. It is the 4-door. Now I'll save the interior in the front for later on. We'll see if we can see it in the back here. Oh, it ain't gonna be bright enough really. Ain't gonna be bright enough really. Let me see if I can get a flashlight on this deal. See if I have one in my pocket. I don't think I do. I think my batteries are pretty much dead. Yeah, my batteries are pretty much dead. But there's actually lots of room in there for legs and stuff, trust me. I'm not. You can tell this is a 2016 model due to the antenna, AM/FM antenna. The more modern ones has the shark fin on it. This one here has the stick. And I'm thinking about changing it over to the shark fin one. I found a tri-antenna, band antenna. That way it'll work with my ham radio too. That way I can just remove it and run it up in my headliner, the wires in my headliner and stuff, put it so it looks professionally done. And that way it won't be able to tell it has the ham radio in it either. This is a part that I do like. It's hard to pull out and see, but you see the light comes down around it. I mean, I think the whole thing lights up at nighttime. And with two of those on each side, I mean, it's bright. I mean, it's hard to justify somebody hitting you from the rear end with all that light coming down. You see there's no license plate yet, and say, oh, that's not legal to drive around. No, it's legal. You can't see it very well, but right up in here, there's a temporary tag in there from Ohio. You see if I can see it for a little bit. It says Taylor right there, Taylor, and that's from Bourbon, Ohio. See the Kia symbols. It says Soul right there. It would be kind of cool if it had an A on it. You know, a Soul. Don't you swear at me. But that's where the turn signals are. And to open the gate up, it's up underneath here. I have my bags from unloading my SUV right there. It's not a whole lot of room back here, guys. I mean, you see here, I got this one bag. I put it crossways. Put it in the corner there. Okay, that's one bag. You got maybe what? You can put maybe 6 of those bags in the back here, and it's full. It's not a whole lot of room back here, guys. But you can lay these down. They're 60/40, the seats. They're really easy to lay down. You just lay those back, and you can actually almost triple your room by laying it down. Now, this does have it. We can't really see it too well. Back here's a handle you pick up. Oh, I wish I had a light. Wish I had a light, guys. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, let's see what I can do here. You lay that down. Okay. Okay, you see there's the cupboard hole there. That actually is a tray that removes a lot of the styrofoam. And underneath that there's a spare tire holder. Well, in this car, they don't give you spare tires most of the time. All they give you is a patch kit and an air pump. It's basically a can of Fix-A-Flat. And on the warranty service, they give you roadside assistance. That's going to be changing in the near future. It does have room for the spare tire, so it will be getting one. It will be getting one. But for now, I do have better roadside assistance to my insurance I can use if I need to. But using that tray, that styrofoam tray, it's in here. I can always put like my jump starter in here and stuff like that, and you know, like anything you put in there, like flares and stuff, just in case something would happen. extra water or anything. But yeah, you can see through the mess. The side of the car here. I mean, this car is actually in pretty decent shape. The only problem I found exterior-wise is you really can't not be able to see it on the camera, but down through here, where's that? There's actually a very light scrape. Here, it starts right there, and there's a very light scrape that goes down through, hits both doors. But I think most of that can be buffed out. For 4 years old, it's not a big deal. Let me see if I can walk around here and show you the interior. Not a whole lot to see. Being this year, it doesn't have the fancy. Well, actually, this model too didn't have the fancy mood lighting that they offer nowadays. But saying that, let's put the key in. Let's put the key in her. Start her up, Scotty. Well, there you go. Put the key in there. Okay. This is your info center right here. You get a lot of basic information. Actually, you can see there's a temperature. So right now in the garage, it's 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And it has 44,182 miles on it. And it has approximately 244 miles left in the tank. Okay, and it tells you the miles per hour. And I don't know why they put the kilometers in. I mean, who uses kilometers nowadays, you know? Yeah, Look over here. You have your temperature. It's not a dummy light. And then you got your fuel, how much fuel you have. And yeah, I have about 3/4 of a tank. Over here you have your tachometer. Right there. You have your tachometer. Then you got other warning lights and stuff to go off, including, and this doesn't really show it here, but it also has where, let me see if I can bring it on real quick. Where's that? Oh, look over here. I have to do it again. There, you look at it, it says low tire light. It actually has traction control, then you get the low tire air pressure in your tires. And basically what that does is say, hey, you have a low tire, go out and find out which one it is. This model doesn't tell you exactly which tire it is like a lot of other models. Because this is the base model, this is the LX model. If you look over here, same with the stereo, nothing really fancy to it. But you cannot change it from red, it's always going to be red. Let me remove that so it doesn't keep dinging on me. I'll put it in my key because that's the only one I have. I don't want to close the door, because if you close the doors, if you put your key in it, it will lock the door with your key in. But here's your climate control. They do have it where it's automatic, where you set a certain temperature and does it all for you. This is just the basic setup, which I don't mind. It works really well. Then it has the where you can turn the ECO off. That's for your. It makes it so your fuel mileage is more economical. I leave it on all the time just because I want the most miles out per gallon as I can, and it does very, very well to me. Now up above, you have your map lights, they call them, one for each side. The buttons for them, so you can turn them on and off in different situations. Now it does have the sunglass holder here. Now I do kind of like the sunglass holder in a way, but I've actually owned a car where instead of having that, it had a holder for a remote for your garage door. I happen to have a garage door. It would have been nice to have it up there so you just poked it into a spot and be able to turn the garage door on and off instead of clipping it over here. Which over here is all right on the visor, but it'd have been nicer over there. You see that? Okay. It has on your visor, it has a mirror, so you can see how beautiful you are. Yeah, you can see how beautiful you are with the camera. And then it's got the lighting on top for it. And yes, both sides have this. I have this set up. And it has the clip, so if you have any important cards or anything you want to clip into it. This actually came from the Kia dealership to help you set up for an app for one touch. So you can actually control your phone through the controls on your steering wheel. Which yes, this has for your volume controls and everything. For your radio setup, it has you can change the modes on it. It has for your cell phone. You can answer it, do voice commands, hang up. This is mainly for your, over here, for your cruise control. You set your speeds and stuff. It has for your trip meters, how to change the modes. That shows up on your information center. I'm just trying to get through this so it doesn't take too long. Now over here, this is something I'm not really too familiar with. It's an automatic, so you put in the shift. But yet, down here, it has it where you can actually make it so it either stays in the first gear or up in the second gear, and you can shift it through using the plus and the minus using the shifter. I'm not too familiar with that, so I'm not going to really try to even have you guys try to understand what's going on. I don't know myself. But down here, you can't see it too well. You really can't see it, so let me see what I can do here. Oh, poo. I don't have my light here, but you really can't see it, but it's got two down here right below climate controls. You go right down here, you can kind of see a little bit, but you have two 12-volt plug-ins to your lighter, and you have one USB, and then one, the round plug-in for your phone. Not a whole lot. And up here, a lot of the upper models actually has a speaker up on top of the dash here. This one here doesn't have it, just a round indentation. Now this one doesn't have the reverse camera, this model, but it will have it in the future. No, I won't be changing the head unit for the stereo for it. I'll be doing a different setup because of the way this car is set up. I'll be doing a completely different setup for the reverse camera, and we'll also have a dash camera set up also. And you won't be able to notice the dash camera unless you really look. That's going to be Mikey's videos later in the future. Now this does have traction control on it. This does have traction control. You can turn it on and off. I mean, it's, for being a base model, it'll do. It'll do a good job. Okay. Not very good. It's the GDI engine. It's got the little 4-cylinder. CVT's back here. It's a motor. There's the battery. Yeah, it's not a battery. There's your power brakes. There's your radiator fill. Your oil. Dipsticks right there. Look at that. That's an alternator. Wow. I mean, there's your blower motor back there. Ooh, wow. Okay. But this is your motor. That's for your windshield washer fluid. Ooh, wow. But yeah, it's a motor. It says coolant right there. So radiator fill bottle. Yeah. But yeah, inside there, right there is where you put the oil in. Actually, that's where you shove the hamsters in. It takes 4 hamsters. It takes 5W20 oil, and that way it keeps your hamsters lubricated. So you got to shove 4 hamsters in to keep it running. But that's it. Okay. Covered pretty much everything. Sorry about the lighting and everything. I'm sorry. I gotta work with what I gotta work with. What I got. But yeah, it's. Put it out there. I did. The price was between $11,000 and $12,000. Was it worth it? I think it was. These things don't really hold their value very well. Which they hold up. They have one of the better. They have the better warranties, actually, bumper to bumper. Better in the automotive industry, is my eyes. As long as they hold up mechanically, fantastic. For $11,000 to $12,000, I think I'll have my money worth out of it and more in the future. I have the extra warranties and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's the Kia Soul. But this is MuzzleMike, hoping you all have a great week. Signing out.